Hey everybody, welcome back to Two Nerds and a Podcast. Today we're gonna be continuing the series that's probably gonna outlast this channel,
Yeah.
or this podcast, which is our theme park rides series. Today we're dipping into California Adventure here in California, obviously. And we're going to be talking about the Monsters Inc. ride, which is called Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue. Located in beautiful California Adventure. I think it's one of the very few rides that is currently in there that hasn't been rebranded to something else.
Yet.
Yet, and they've tragically announced that they're actually going to be taking it out. It is
How
going to be
sad.
no more. Disney is in the process of doing a lot of renovation for Disneyland in particular, because we've got a lot of rides that aren't that are either ancient or just they don't belong to necessarily any big franchise. Disney right now, which is actually kind of annoying, is really they're really digging their heels into a lot of franchises.
Yeah, they are. Like Marvel,
Yeah,
Avatar.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say Avatar is the one thing that Disney World has that Disneyland is not. And honestly, I didn't think we'd ever get anything Avatar related because we literally do not have this space
No, we
to
do
put
not. No,
anything
we do not.
ever. I also thought, I don't know, let me see if I can find it. I don't know exactly what they plan on putting in there because it could be Avatar. I don't think it's going to be because then they would have to rip out a lot. And then it would bump right up to Avengers Campus. And
Mm-hmm.
that just
Yeah,
seems
it
like
would be right
not
next to.
that seems like not enough space. I mean, I know they do have a giant
Well, because the one in Florida is like a boat ride, isn't it? With that
yeah,
expensive ass animatronic that
that
always
never
breaks
works.
down. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Closing. So it's actually going to be closing early 2026. So pretty soon. They're on the countdown, and it does say that it is going to be Avatar.
You know what's funny? I'm excited to see what it is. I do like Avatar. I actually really like that ride. I remember it was probably, oh god, I don't even want to know how long ago it was. But it was when I was young. I lived in California and my mom loved Disney, and
Mm-hmm.
we went one day and we didn't even know that there was a ride over there cuz it's kind of hidden.
Yeah, it's weirdly, so when you're walking into California Adventure, most people either dart for the stuff in the back, or you hang a right to go to Soarin' Over California, or now it's Soarin' Over the World.
Soaring over
Um
the world. Yeah.
yeah, it was better as Soarin' Over California, in my humble opinion, but apparently my opinion doesn't matter, so take what you will. But it's you have to go into the park and then you hang a left, and it's mainly just stores. There's the little theater there,
Yeah,
but
cuz
it's
you're in
behind.
Hollywood. You're in the Hollywood
Yeah, Hollywood
section,
Street
yeah, of
area.
the park. But they've okay, I will say that California Adventure has done a complete rebrand. They have some it's California Adventure, right? So the kind of the
Yeah,
theme of the park was
California.
California, and now there's damn near nothing. Okay, even the little they made San
Even the Golden Gate
Francisco.
Bridge, yeah, is San Francisco now
Yeah,
from
it's
just
all not none of it's Cal, and I really do think that eventually they'll probably take out that whole California side and just
oh,
do
yeah.
something else with it because they already
Yeah,
have it all pretty much.
it's kind of weird. I always thought it was kind of weird that they put a California Adventure in California. I feel like we should have gotten an Orlando adventure, and then Orlando should have gotten a California adventure. I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
that would have been the switch, you know? Or even if they had made it just be some kind of just an adventure park, because then they could put a little bit of Disneyland Paris and Disneyland Tokyo and Disney, like they could do it like as a miniature of all of their parks in one place. Like I think that would
Yeah.
have been pretty cool.
Now it's
Um
like not even really like California themed. Like it's all
it's all just it's different franchises is all it is. And it's weird cuz like I get wanting like I think the San Francisco is the most California one that they have going on because
mhm.
that does actually take place in California. It's
Yes.
just like
Also very
in
cute.
the
I love
future.
Baymax.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And it's still literally the Golden Gate Bridge. You're still getting your bread bowl with your clam chowder in it. Like it's still very like heavily California influenced. So I kind of wish they would have done that with all of the other things. You know? Like it could have been like the Avengers, but with a California twist, and like Minnie and Mickey, California. Like they didn't keep any of the California part. It's
No, they
literally just
didn't.
Adventureland. Like they should just rename it to Adventureland. That's all it is now. It's not California Adventure.
No, it's not.
Um,
I mean, like, don't get me wrong, California Adventure is still fun. Like, I still love the rides in there over there.
mhm.
Like, but do I prefer it? No.
Nah, Disneyland still has like the good,
If you
like
are
all
like,
day experience.
yeah, if you are like going like specifically for like food and drink,
Yeah,
because I will say that California Adventure does have like more drink choices. They have
they
more,
have better food options too.
yeah, um, and more thrilling rides too.
They also have the best coffee between the two places.
Yes. Oh,
The
yes.
California Adventure has the official Joffrey's Coffee kiosk cart. And it is literally because my dad was on the search for the best coffee in Disneyland. He's a black coffee drinker though, whereas me and my mom are frou-frou coffee drinkers. We like the caramel macchiatos and frappuccinos and stuff. But Joffrey's coffee is supposed to be the coffee of Disneyland, but the coffee that we got at Disneyland from the I can't think of what the restaurant is. It's Mary Poppins themed on Main Street immediately to the left before you head into Adventureland.
I know what you're
Um
talking about. Yeah, yeah,
um it's way better than that coffee there. So obviously they're not the same coffee. So I don't know what's happening there, but I don't think Joffrey's coffee is actually served in every single Disneyland place, which is weird if they're the official
yeah.
coffee
Yeah, that
of
was would be weird.
Disneyland. But the coffee cart, the coffee we got from there, both my dad's regular coffee and then me and my mom had a Vietnamese coffee. Ah, delicious. 1,000 out of 10. Best coffee between the two parks. The only coffee that comes close, in my opinion, is the Star Wars Cocoa Puffs coffee.
Mm, yeah, that one's good. I also like the giant pretzel.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Do you want
It's
to know
so
what I
good.
found out about pretzels? I had a friend from work that she hasn't been to Disneyland in forever, and her two youngest have never been. So for their birthdays, she took them. And I asked her what snacks she got because I always like to ask because I get the same snacks every single time because I'm like, oh, it has been so long since I had these snacks. I'm gonna get these snacks. Unless I go with Casey and we're on a mission to try as many different snacks as humanly possible. She had a pretzel filled with cream cheese.
That sounds amazing.
I know. And she said she got it from a freaking snack cart on Main Street. I would
What?
have never have thought to look at a snack cart for something different than what is already being sold in any of the actual like restaurants.
Yeah, for real.
Crazy. But yeah, the big pretzel from the Pim restaurant at Avengers Campus, delicious.
So good. So good. I think
Split
about
it.
that pretzel. Yeah, it's like
it's
giant. It's
it's
like bigger
huge.
than like our heads combined. Like it's massive.
Yeah. My only qualm is I think it should come with 2 cups of cheese and not just one.
Yeah, especially for a pretzel that size. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And most time you're going to be sharing with one other person. So you should both get your own cup of cheese. But it is delicious. But yeah, so California Adventure, Monsters Inc. They're taking it out. I have also only been on the Monsters Inc. ride twice. I went once with you and your mom because you guys were like, "Oh, the Monsters Inc. ride is over here," and we went, "What? The who?
The what? What?
The who?" It is kind of funny though, because the last time I was there, like we had walked like all the way like to the back of the Hollywood area, and then went around to Monsters Inc. The little like center island that has a couple of stores. The back of it is all Phineas and Ferb themed right now.
Is it really? What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's so random and hilarious and I love it. But yeah, it's kind of like hidden and out of the way. It's so cute though. The
It
ride
is
itself.
so cute.
You ride in a little taxi and you basically just go through the sequence that happens in Monsters Inc. And I love Monsters Inc. as a movie. I love that movie.
Me
It's so
too.
good.
It's so good. And then Monsters University. Oh, chef's
Ah,
kiss.
Monsters University is literally probably one of my top Pixar movies to exist.
Yeah. Oh my god. One of the first. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. So they're actually going to be taking it out, which I'm kind of surprised they're going to take it out like all together. I feel like they sell quite a lot of Monsters Inc. and Monsters University merchandise.
Hmm.
Especially they have those like Sully tails that I see literally
Oh
everybody walking
yeah.
around with one.
I want one.
Oh my gosh, those things are ridiculous. But like I'm kind of surprised that I mean, I get that they're trying to make room, but I almost feel like it's like when they took out but the Bugs Life section.
Oh, oh, so
I'm like
sad.
devastated.
That was devastating. I loved Bug's Life.
Yeah, it was so cute. And I feel like too they're opting out, not that I don't love Avatar. I think visually as far as the technology that's used in that movie is absolutely amazing. Also, put Zoe Saldana in basically any other skin color besides her own. She's 10 out of 10. Like, paint her blue, paint her green, paint her whatever color you want. And she's like the one person that can, like, be absolutely stunning. Um,
Do you
but
think they're gonna have a $10,000 animatronic or $10 million? Sorry, 10 million. It was like $10 million.
I wouldn't think so because honestly, I feel like out of all of their parks, they give California the smallest budget for stuff like that.
That is true.
Because, like, I was reading about the animatronics in the Tokyo Disney, which, if you've never seen any of, like, the
Oh, they're
TikTok,
insane.
they're absolutely stunning and beautiful and so lifelike. It's crazy, but it's because Japan literally gives the animatronic and design department like almost 3 times the budget that any other park gets.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Doesn't don't they have the is it Tokyo that has the Tangled ride?
Yeah.
Oh, looks so
They
pretty.
have the Tangled and the Frozen ride. They're both in that park.
What? I want to go.
Yeah. And it's like I technically think Disneyland Paris is the smallest park, but Tokyo is not much bigger.
Really?
Obviously, because they don't have a lot of land. Yeah.
And then they have like that. That's so they're like, let's just go crazy on the animatronics.
Yeah, but they also like give their budget, they give more room in the budget to go towards figuring out technology like that, which I don't understand why like Disneyland and even Orlando don't get that kind of budget. Like, I think that's insane. Disney earns, I was literally talking to a friend from work and he was like, the reason, like, because we were talking about how a lot of Disney movies, particularly when it comes to Marvel and even their animated stuff, is like they're not doing a very good job. Like, a lot of it is flopping and they're blaming audiences.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, the reason they can kind of make whatever they want and it doesn't really matter if the movie fails or not is because they're making so much money off of the theme parks that like a week's worth of theme park money covers that entire movie's budget. Like, it's something super ridiculous like that, and I'm like, that's crazy. But then also, like, if you're doing that much money, why not turn around and invest it into newer technology for your parks?
Yeah, especially like Orlando. Like, why don't you fix that damn animatronic you spent so much money
Yeah.
on, and now it's just sitting there behind a screen?
Yeah, it's like, why invest in it in the first place if you're not going
And
to,
yeah, if you're not
like,
gonna upkeep with it, like you knew, like I
yeah.
feel like you had to have known going into that a $10 million animatronic that it was going to have a lot of problems.
It's kind of crazy. It always feels like Disney would rather take the loss than to try and fix anything. And I'm like, that's so crazy. But that also means that, like, whoever is in charge of things like that is, one, not a theme park goer, and two, like, just doesn't, they just don't care. They're like, you know what, it's fine. We can write it off on our taxes. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Um, but Tokyo though. Also,
Yeah.
I think it's the Tokyo, or it might be Hong Kong, I can't remember, but their Pirates of the Caribbean ride looks so insane.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I don't
Everybody else's Pirates ride looks amazing.
Yeah, ours is just like,
But
hey
ours is
guys.
the original one as
That's
well.
true.
So,
That is
like,
true.
you have to take into that, that into account. Um but we just, like, I feel like everywhere else, like Disney, obviously Disneyland was the original and it was the trial run for a lot of stuff. I know Walt Disney had the foresight when they started buying land in Orlando to buy way more than he think they had ever need.
Hmm.
And that's why they've been able, besides the fact that it's like all marsh out there, that's why they've been able to spread out so far. Whereas, like, starting in LA, well, Anaheim technically, but starting in Southern California, a lot of that land was already gone. So, like, he bought a lot of it, but he definitely didn't buy enough. Although I know
Hmm.
they've acquired more somehow. I don't know where. I don't know what they're going to be tearing down in order to put a lot of stuff in, but they're tearing down something. Like, that's crazy. Um, but I don't know. I guess we'll see once they're done building it, but I literally don't know how they're going to fit. Like, obviously, ours is going to be the more cramped version of
Yeah.
Orlando,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny because my friend Joe went to Epic Universe, and
Oh,
yeah,
jealous.
and he went to they finally got their own Super Nintendo World for Universal, right? And he sent a video of it, and I can't believe how
How
much
much
more
space?
room.
Yeah. Ours is
I'm
so
like,
tiny.
ours is tiny and it's cramped and it's hot, and like his is just like, it literally looks like you've entered the game because of how much space.
And they get a Diddy Kong ride. Or Donkey Kong. Is it
Yeah,
Donkey Kong or Diddy
I think
Kong?
it's Donkey Kong, which I've heard isn't very good. So that's kind of sad.
What? It looks cool because it's
Yeah.
got like that like fake track.
Yeah, he said it was just like, it's depending on how long the line is, it's not worth the
Oh,
wait if
that's
the
yeah,
line is
that's
too
fair.
long. Um but yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how they do that, but also I'm wondering cuz I know back in the day it was rumored they were going to the Disneyland, they were going to rip out the Nemo ride and Autotopia. I want to say Autotopia, but I've been,
Isn't it Autotopia?
no, it's Autopia
Well,
because
I've
it's
always
there's
said
no,
Autotopia.
yeah, because there's only one T. There's not two T's,
Aut- oh,
so it's Autopia. But
that's stupid.
Autotopia is how I've always,
Autotopia.
yeah, Autotopia is how we're gonna say that on the podcast. Okay, if you want to
I
argue about it, go somewhere else.
I don't care. I cannot tell you the last time I think I rode Autotopia.
I mean, to be fair, it's something that you ride when you're like little.
Yeah,
Like
and then
before
like
before you have to actually drive or commute
yeah,
anywhere, that's when you're excited.
yeah. I
Or
mean, it would
you
make
just
sense, I
like,
guess, if they took that ride out and fucking take the Finding Nemo ride. Take it. Take it. I
yeah,
don't want it.
that
I don't want
one,
it.
yeah, I was always surprised that that one just got like revamped and they didn't take it out in the
I
first
hate
place.
that ride so much. I
It's
hate
just,
it.
yeah, I don't like it either. I mean, like, it's a cool concept. I just don't like the act. I mean, again, cool that it actually goes underwater, but it's very tight and cramped
And oh,
and
just like you're
smelly.
underwater with all those disgusting animatronics. Get that shit out of my face. I
Listen,
cannot.
that's a personal problem with you.
Ugh!
The rest of us don't have that problem.
I literally
But
hate it.
it's just so small in
It is.
there.
It's really crammed in there.
Like, and I also feel like they could have done it because the submarine doesn't actually go all the way in the water, so they really could have like made it just like almost like a double wide submarine. They could have made it look really ridiculous from the outside, but like it would have been fine.
That ride is so terrible. I hate that ride so much. Get rid of it.
Um, but yeah, so they were rumored to put it there, but obviously now it's going in California Adventure. So that'll be interesting. Again, I think it's going to be so small. I wonder. I've never been to the Avatar section in Orlando, so I don't know like how widespread it is, but I imagine ours is going to be extremely cramped
Oh
compared.
yeah, if they put it in that like little corner,
Yeah, and it only has one ride, right? Avatar.
I think so. That boat
Okay.
ride.
Yeah. I think they're gonna have to do a lot of illusion with like trying to make it look bigger. Like I know in Orlando they have the big tree of life situation happening, right? I
Hmm.
think ours is probably gonna have to be like 2 feet tall and put like way up high so that it looks like it's a giant tree, but it's actually not. I feel like a lot of it's gonna have to have like a facade of some kind, like they do in Batu behind the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But
Something.
yeah, so it'll
It'll be
be interesting.
cool. I do
Yeah.
like Avatar. I guess it makes sense, but it's just sad they're tearing down all the classics, you know?
Yeah, and I'm kind of sad because that's really the only thing Monsters Inc. related in the park is literally that ride, besides the merchandise that they carry everywhere. But I am kind of sad that that is going. I almost wish they would because they have two Toy Story rides. They have Toy Story Mania and California Adventure, and then they have the Buzz Lightyear one in Disneyland.
Mm.
I almost wish they would replace one of them with Monsters Inc.
They should replace Buzz Lightyear
I think so
because
too. Like
I think,
literally, it could
yeah.
be the same ride,
Because
but
it makes sense, like, to keep the other one because it's in, like, Pixar Pier and it's kind of like a game,
yeah,
like,
like a art, like a carnival game
yeah, like a carnival
situation.
game type of thing. Buzz Lightyear, like, I guess because it's in, like, Tomorrowland, but, like, I don't know. It's like, is that ride really worth it? Disney.
Yeah, I mean, again, they could literally keep it exactly the same, just retheme it. That's all. Like
Yeah,
it,
and they should do it
Monsters
like
Inc. doesn't
Monsters
have to.
University.
That would be so cool when you go through like classes and
Oh my
stuff, and you
gosh,
gotta
that'd be
like
so fun.
shoot things and like that would be really cool. Disney, if you use that as an idea, we're gonna need at
Yeah, you
least
better
2%
credit
cut
us.
um of all profits
Yes.
the from the park.
Yeah, from the park itself, not just the ride, the park.
Yeah, the park. Um but yeah, so I feel like I mean, I know that would be taking out something Toy Story related, which is also sad, but uh I don't know. I love the Buzz Lightyear ride. I just don't think it needs to be Buzz Lightyear themed. Like I don't like that Buzz Lightyear and Toy Story Mania are essentially the same ride.
If they are, they're both like
Just
game
slightly different.
rides.
Yeah. And they're both like you got a little gun and you got to shoot things and like the setup is a little different, but not by much. So I feel
No,
like
not really, no.
we could have like we could do without one of them. Take your pick which one. But I think Toy Story Mania would be better because it's all of Toy Story, whereas Buzz Lightyear is literally just Buzz
Yeah.
Lightyear and his like space journey. I get why it's in Tomorrowland. I feel like Tomorrowland in general just needs a revamp as well. There's not much in Tomorrowland that draws anybody that way.
Not
Uh,
anymore, besides like Space Mountain and then
Space
like
Mountain
Star
and Star
Tours.
Tours.
Everything else is just kind of like there.
Yeah, they've taken out a lot as well because like they used to have, which we'll talk about in a future episode, like a theater situation going on like right in front of Space Mountain. It used to be for Captain EO.
Mm-hmm.
Um and then they just like completely ripped that out and never did anything with it ever again. Um and then the like big building right next to Pizza Planet, that used to be like a whole, I mean it still is technically a Star Wars museum. Sometimes it's not always open, but it used to be like a little where you would like learn how to draw and stuff like that. I believe like you'd be a little animation
Mm-hmm.
like tour studio interactive thingamajig. But that's no longer there. It's literally a museum sometimes. The last time we tried to go in, it was closed, which I was like, okay. And then like the top floor is for the vacation club. I don't know what particularly for the vacation club, but they said it was for the vacation club, and I was like, oh, okay. Um, and then you've got Nemo over there in the back,
just,
just
just
hanging
chilling,
out.
being the worst ride of Disneyland.
Yeah, so I feel like Tomorrowland definitely needs like a revamp. I also too the last time we went,
See, I don't know why they wouldn't do like why they wouldn't just make Tomorrowland like Avatar themed.
yeah, it kind of seemed like the only bad thing though is because then what are you going to do with Space Mountain?
That's true. Like Space Mountain's the only thing, but like Tomorrowland, I feel like is so like now
Yeah,
that like they should have revamped that first. Or I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know anything about anything, so don't listen to me, Disney.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, we don't have all of like we don't have the maps or the theme park
Yeah, the
overview or anything
blueprints.
like yeah like
Yeah,
so
that's
we're
true.
just like we don't know anything. This is just from people who go quite often and who have gone for a long time, just opinion. But yeah, I feel like everywhere else has such a strong, I feel like Tomorrowland is the one land that has fallen apart the fastest.
Yeah.
And again, I think that's partially because they're trying to do everything franchise wise. And I'm like, it was kind of better when it wasn't all franchise. Like, I love Fantasyland in particular for this because it's all fantasy. It's got Alice in Wonderland, it's got Peter Pan, it's got Mr. Toad's Wild
Yeah,
Ride.
it's got
It's,
like a one of everything.
yeah, it's got like, nothing has more than one item. Like, Alice in Wonderland, I think, is the only thing that has two. She has her actual ride, and then she has the teacups. But
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
teacups technically belong to the Mad Hatter, whereas the ride is for Alice. Um, but like you've got those two, you've got a Snow White ride in there, you've got Belle's restaurant. So I like that it's like every single place you can go to is themed after a completely different movie. Whereas when you start getting into California Adventure, like with Avengers Campus, yeah, it's all the Avengers, but like it's not necessarily like you can only do Avengers in that section. You can't like mix
Hmm.
anything else, which is why like Tower of Terror had to change because it's now in Avengers Campus. You can't have Avengers Campus and then just a random
Just Tower of Terror
Tower of
there.
Terror. Which, when it was Hollywood, the Hollywood section made sense. But
Yeah.
obviously, when they started tearing all of that out, it didn't really matter. Um, but yeah, I think Tomorrowland is probably the biggest one that needs to be revamped. But also, I think it's suffering because the only thing futuristic that Disney has done recently is Star Wars. And that's not even necessarily futuristic, it's just in space.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, and then like Buzz Lightyear, again, not futuristic, just a toy from quote unquote space.
Yeah, that how is that Tomorrowland?
Yeah, and then like they had the Tomorrowland movie, which is great, but that doesn't like, it didn't give you anything for a ride, you know? And then you
Hmm.
have Space Mountain, again, not necessarily the technology of tomorrow, unless, I mean, space travel and like light speed, obviously. but it's just a space ride. So like it should just be like Spaceland or something. I'm not it's not Tomorrowland anymore.
No.
And even Autotopia, it used to be like future cars that are not going to have to run on gas. They're going to run on electricity. Well, we're already there at that point. So again, not very tomorrow.
Yeah,
But
we need
also
we
like
need some upgrades.
yeah, it also like too Autotopia used to be sponsored by Chevron. So they used to be shaped after the Chevron cars, which is why I always liked Autotopia because I love me a cute little Chevron car. But it's not sponsored by Chevron anymore.
Yeah, and they used to
So
give you like the little licenses back in the day.
yeah. Yeah.
No,
So
you don't
like they're
even get
just
that.
no. So it either needs to become like futuristic, and I get like there's not it doesn't even necessarily have to be like actually futuristic. If they did kind of what Fantastic Four is doing, where it is a future universe, but it's very reminiscent of the 60s, then by all means. But like get some futurism in there.
Yeah, for real.
Not just space. Future. Future.
Future.
um but yeah, so I mean if I were working at Disney in the boardroom where people are like brainstorming like what should we do next, do some futuristic
Future.
movies.
Let me be in the me in the
Future.
room. Future.
On the table
They're
in the
like, get
boardroom.
out.
But yeah, definitely something futuristic, maybe something with robots, something that they could kind of revamp what they have there. Except Nemo. Nemo's just got to be gutted and gone. Um,
Yes. Get that shit out of here.
yeah, but even like if they did something, because like right next to Nemo is the Matterhorn, so like that's kind of where like Tomorrowland and Fantasyland meet. So you could always do something futuristic fantasy ish where Nemo is
Hmm.
instead of just plopping Nemo in there. But even then, I think the reason Nemo came about was because it was a submarine ride before. It was 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Hmm.
And so they were like, well, we have a submarine ride. What are we doing with this? Because we haven't made a 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea movie in eons. So when Nemo came out, that was their solution, was Nemo. So now we're going to need something else. But honestly, just rip the whole thing out, please.
Yes, please. Please.
But yeah, so I am back to Monsters Inc. I am sad to see it go. It is really good. Monsters Inc. is one of those franchises that they did one movie and it was amazing, and they left it alone for a long time. And then they came back with Monsters University, which was like 10 out of 10. I'm really glad it was a prequel and not a sequel.
Hmm.
We don't need a sequel.
No, we do
We
not.
get like what happens. Like the only time I think I've ever been like, "Ooh, that would be kind of cool," is somebody on Tumblr about 3 billion years ago posted about Boo becoming like a monster protector against monster hunters. So she was just like this badass girl protecting that universe from people that were trying to hunt all of the monsters. I'm like, that'd be kind of cool. That's where you could get your like sci-fi angle from.
Yeah.
Um, but like, I'm really glad that they, because obviously when we jump into the first Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc. movie, Mike and Sully are like BFFs, and like every good BFF, they have to have a really good origin story. Like I love people always ask me how did I meet you, and I'm like, oh, we were in karate together. Like every duo's got a really cool origin story.
Yeah.
So I am really glad that they started with an origin story, and they have impeccable timing because when Monsters University came out, I was in
You were in
university.
university too.
Yeah, so I was like amazing. And then my favorite part of that, because I went and saw it with my mom, my favorite part was in the beginning. There is an RA, and he goes, "I'm RAJ," and my RA's name was Jay, and I was like,
Yeah, like
"It's
this movie was
me."
made for me.
Yeah, it's about me. Um, but yeah, and it was. I love Monsters University. Besides the fact that it's an amazing movie, but also the technology jump from the original to University is amazing. but it's almost like they just made it more like crisp, more textured, more color. You could tell it was newer technology, but they kept the style
Hmm.
of the original movie. A lot of times when they do a second movie, they're like, "Oh, we're completely changing what type of 3D animation we're doing." And I'm like, "Why? Why would we do that?"
Yeah, like the new Shrek movie looks terrible.
Yeah. Yes, it
Why
does.
would they do that?
I don't know. But with Shrek in particular, the one that I did like is the Puss in Boots, the latest one. I can't remember what it's called. That had animation style that differed from like the original Shrek movies, but it added so much
I think that's
to.
what they were trying to do with this new movie is
Yeah,
make it more of the Puss in Boots style.
and they should have left it alone
They
because
really
I've
should have.
because Puss in Boots truly like became its own franchise. I know it's a shoot off of Shrek, but it's kind of like encapsulated in itself. So they
Hmm.
should have like left that to that. That to me is the differentiation part of it is
Yeah.
like you can tell that this is not a part of that storyline. And I like that. But yeah, they tried to go too stylized with the new Shrek movie and I'm like, also, I don't think we really needed a Shrek movie.
I don't think so,
I
but
think we could have left that alone. Also, it's the first one is so iconic, so quotable, so memeable that we should have left it at that. Just
yes.
put it on a streaming service and make your money off of it and let it be.
Yes, I agree.
Um, who is your favorite Monsters Inc. / Monsters University character?
My favorite Monsters University character is Art. I love him so much. He's so funny.
Oh gosh,
He's
Art.
my favorite. I love that he's just got like two gigantic legs
Just
and
yeah,
like
and
these
two little arms.
and like the way he runs with his fucking long ass legs. I can't go back to jail. I love that scene.
I like that he went to jail in the first place.
Oh god, I
Oh
know, dude.
my
I love him.
gosh.
Monsters University is so funny. I'm gonna have to rewatch that movie.
It's so good. It's so
It's so good.
amazing.
I also love the mom when she's like, I'll just be in here
She's
listening to my tunes. And then it's just like
just
I'm like, that's literally me,
that's literally
girl.
Casey. That's Casey now. She will sit in her car with her curlers in and a moo.
And a screaming music, yes.
Yeah, and the scary music. But she's just a girl, you gotta remember.
Yeah. Who's your favorite character?
Mike Wazowski. I
Yeah.
love Mikey. He's my favorite. With his one giant eye.
Yeah, that is a good series. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you haven't watched those in a while, I highly recommend. They are so good, and I love them.
Yes. And Monsters University is amazing.
Yeah, and I love too because like I know like obviously Monsters Inc. came first and then Monsters University, but they're supposed to like chronologically go the other way. I love that you can watch them either way. Like there's
Yeah,
no
yeah, yeah, yeah.
they don't have like a particular like they don't reference anything in particular that you need to watch them in a certain order. You can just flip flop whatever direction you want.
Yeah. I I like that too. I agree. Very good franchise. Very good series. 10 out of 10. Sad to see the ride go, but I am excited to see Avatar.
Yeah, I am too. Avatar again, visually and aesthetically, Avatar is quite amazing. With their use of technology, so it'll just be interesting to see how they puzzle it in
Into that
to that
space. Yeah.
corner of California Adventure
Yeah,
because
that'll be interesting.
I'm wondering if they're truly just going to end up ripping out all of the Hollywood stuff that's back there.
I feel like they probably will, yeah.
I do too. So it'll be like when you walk into California, when you go to the left, it'll just be Avatar.
Hmm.
I kind of hope though, because like when you enter California Adventure, obviously because it's all California themed. So like, I think it's Buena Vista Street is the main street that goes through the center of California Adventure. I hope they keep that Hollywood themed because I feel like that entrance to California Adventure
It's
is
so
very
beautiful.
iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also wondering too because they have the river rapids ride in the middle
Hmm.
with like the wolf rock
Hmm.
statue thing. I hope they leave that alone. Like I think the center of the park should remain California themed.
Yeah.
And like that kind of like right hand section where it should be soaring over California, not soaring over the world. I think that should basically be stay. That should stay the California section.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I am interested to see how they do the Avatar theme.
Yeah. I think too with them being so heavily franchised, like each section so involved in one franchise, is that makes Disney go, "Oh, we should probably make a new movie or we should probably make a new show." And sometimes you just need to like leave it alone. Just
Yeah.
let it be. Like I am very proud that they haven't done anything Cars related in a long time.
Yeah.
They've got the four movies and a show. I think they had like a mini series or something, if I remember correctly. And then they've left it at that. And I'm like, thank you, because we don't like it's again one of those things you want people to go back and revisit. You
Don't
don't,
fix something that's not broken.
yeah. Like I feel like if they were to make another Cars movie, I think too. Like my problem is they always want to continue one story, and it makes the universe of that movie feel very small.
Hmm.
Where I'm like, you could literally pick any other kind of car in the Cars universe and follow that journey. Like, is it going to be as iconic as Lightning McQueen? No. But you could do the reverse because obviously we meet Lightning McQueen and then we watch him like fall out of the limelight and then go back into the limelight. We could watch somebody do the opposite where they make their way into being like a famous race car or something. I don't
Hmm.
know. But
Something.
they always want to keep the same characters and I'm like, but you can go elsewhere. Like Disney almost made it with Andor, which is part of the Star Wars universe, because Cassian Andor didn't exist before Rogue One. And Rogue One was a one off movie. And I was like, thank you. You finally picked characters that the only relation they had to like the past movies was that Princess Leia is in the end of Rogue One for like 2 seconds because Cassian hands off the plans to the Death Star to her. Um, and then we got Andor, so we got all of Cassian's backstory, and I was like, perfect, chef kiss. And then at the end of Andor, they had a spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't watched Andor, who doesn't want to be spoiled. The end, Cassian's girlfriend has a baby, which I kind of like at the beginning. I was like, she's gonna end up having a baby. I know it in my bones. Um, and they focused a lot on that baby for like the whole 2 minutes it was on screen. And the rumors I've been hearing that it's supposed to be Poe Dameron from the sequel trilogy. I'm like, no, stop making everybody related. It doesn't have to keep within the same circle of characters. Focus on other. Everything can be loosely connected. It'll be fine. But Disney's like, no, make it all related.
Yeah, way to go, Disney.
Yeah. Sorry for my rant, but Monsters Inc. 10 out of 10. Very sad they're taking the ride out, but I think the ride does exist in the other parks. Let me see. Oh, okay. So they're actually all differently themed,
Oh, that's
which is kind of
cool.
surprising. So the one in California Adventure is Mike and Sully to the rescue. So it goes through the events of the first film. And then I believe, does it tell me? Oh, I didn't realize Monsters Inc. originally replaced a ride called Superstar Limo.
Oh, interesting.
Oh. Let's see. Magic Kingdom has Monsters Inc. It's called the Laugh Floor, which is an interactive animated comedy club.
Hmm.
Interesting. I don't know how that works. Let me see. And then Tokyo Disney has one called Ride and Go Seek, which seems like it's very similar to what we have. And apparently, Disney's Hollywood Studios, which I believe is in Orlando, um, is going to have a Monsters Inc. land.
Oh, that's cool.
Or I guess, is it Monsters Inc. land? It might be like a Pixar land. I guess that's why they're closing. I don't know if you've gotten any of the TikToks. All the Muppet stuff in Orlando is getting closed.
Huh.
So I guess that's what's going to replace it, which is
Interesting.
interesting. Um, but yeah. Anything else to add, Casey?
I'm gonna be sad to see it leave. Maybe I'll be able to ride it one more time before it's gone.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make a trip.
Yeah.
Make a trip during spooky
Special
season.
trip for that, yes.
Yeah. I still wish they would have added more. Like, I'm surprised there's not like a restaurant or anything that's Monsters Inc. themed.
Yeah, now there's gonna be nothing.
I know. It's tragic. One of the best pairs of movies out there. But that is all we have for you today. So we hope you enjoyed one episode of many of this theme park ride slash movie comparison that we have doing. I know we didn't talk about Monsters Inc. for very much of this Monsters Inc. episode, but honestly, you should expect nothing less. Don't forget to follow us wherever you're currently listening, especially because our I actually don't know when this particular episode is going up. It should be before our anniversary, which is on 7-Eleven. So make sure to stay tuned for that. I have also put up, if it's before 7-Eleven, I have put up a discount code on the Etsy store. You can get 20% off your Two Nerds and a Podcast stickers.
So
Both
go buy
the,
them
yes,
now.
please buy them. Please make something get out of my room. Um, you can buy the official logo sticker, and then you and your nerd bestie can have Nerd 1 and Nerd 2 stickers. Those will be linked somewhere, wherever. You can also look up the Pineapple Outpost on Etsy. Don't forget to follow us on the rest of the social media so you'll get updated with things like discount codes and other important information. And we will see you guys in the next episode. So, bye!
Goodbye, everybody.